This episode is brought to you by Deidre.
Hey, Deidre, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Deidre, thanks for donating to the project. You rock. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Deidre.
Hey, Deidre, you're so awesome. You sang our theme song, which hasn't come out yet, but it will soon. Hey, Deidre.
Hey, Deidre.
Thanks, Deidre.
Thanks, Deidre.
Love ya.
Bye.
You said Dracula knows we're here. So let's just try to find the amulet. And get the hell out of here.
Take him in the north! Take him in the north! He doesn't have north! Do it!
Wolfman's got nards.
Come on! Guys, welcome to the Large Marge Sennis podcast. Your absolutely favorite number one podcast where two sisters talk about movies that change their lives. I'm Sweetie.
And I'm Sweetie. And here
we
we
go.
go. We gotta work on that.
Episode 13, lucky number 13, we are covering The Monster Squad.
Rock until you drop.
Dance until your feet fall off.
Is that the...
I don't wanna go down. I don't wanna go down. It's a little taste of the number one jam from that song. So, Monster Squad, 1987. It's about a squad and monsters.
Whoa! Who knew?
Yep, breaking it down for you. Two words at a time.
Yeah, so we picked this one because, well, this, I don't know how we first came into being, but I guess we rented it. Yeah. And then I don't remember if you were obsessed with it as I was, but I was like always needed to see this. So whenever we went to the movie store, I'd tell my dad, we have to see that, we have to get that movie with the monsters. Like, I forget what it's called. What is it? And then we would forget every time. And Dad would go up to the guy at the counter and be like, what's that movie with, like, the kids and, like, there's monsters? And the guy was like, oh, The Monster Squad. So finally we remembered it somehow. But it became one of our family favorites.
Yeah. Cult classic.
For sure.
Really, if I'm sure everyone's familiar with The Goonies, and this came out like a year later. It's like The Goonies, but with monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's not... Goonies is like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I can't put it up there with that. But this is still a really good movie.
Still a great movie.
And upon this rewatch, it's immediately what I said. I go, this movie is awesome. It was still scary. I still laughed. I cried. I got goosebumps in a couple moments. This shit is good.
It's good. It's good stuff.
So let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
One monster at a time.
Okay.
Sweetie synopsis.
Yeah. Okay. Sean and his friends.
Sean Crown. What is his last name?
We don't. I was going to skip that
like
because you always make fun of me.
I love that it starts like that.
What?
Sean Cooper Smith. No, I don't know what his last name is.
Whatever. Sean and his friends have a monster club. It's called the Monster Club to begin with, not the Monster Squad until later. Anyways, the Monster Club, they talk about monsters. Yeah. Until one day, real monsters show up in their town of, who knows
where it is.
I guess New Orleans, somewhere in Louisiana, I think.
Backstory, though. I mean, there's a whole backstory about Dracula.
Abraham Van Helsing and his friends also have a monster club, and they need to stop Dracula and all his bad monsters from taking over the world, so they tried to lock him up in this limbo thing. It doesn't go well. 100 years later, we are now in the present day, which is 1987 or whatever. So Sean and his friends are hanging out. They're, like, having fun with their monster club, but then Dracula's back, you guys. He's back, and he recruited some monsters to take back the amulet with him. Monsters. What the amulet was. The amulet is a thing that opens this door to limbo, I guess, and locks the monsters in. It's concentrated good.
Right. Well, there's one every 100 years, good and evil. So normally good triumphs over evil, right? But every 100 years, good and evil are equal. And then there's this amulet thing that if you like do something special with it, it opens this hole, which is called limbo, which can like suck all the bad stuff out. So then you can get rid of the evil stuff immediately. So this amulet is the thing that, like, makes this portal or whatever like that. But the evil people at that point could potentially, at that one point every 100 years, destroy the amulet. So the evil people always want to get the amulet because it's their potential to, like, keep being on this earth for more than just, like, one day, I guess. So Dracula decides, as Sweetie said, to, like, get all these different evil creatures. So it's really a compilation of all the, like, evil baddies that you know from, like, history. Though they don't really ever have associated with each other in their stories,
and
right?
And their terrible choices. If I was Dracula and I was making an, like, undefeatable, terrifying monster, really they're the monster squad. Interesting double meaning.
What's Dracula's monster squad? I think you have to tell them.
Okay, Dracula picks on his roster, number 1, the Wolfman, which is okay. That's a good choice. Maybe the only good choice. Number 2, Frankenstein's monster. Terrible choice, because if anyone knows anything about the movie Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster is actually secretly good on the inside. He's just a guy. He just wants to be understood.
Yeah.
He's just like, I want to play with children and be happy, but no one understands him. They just think he's scary, but he's not. So terrible choice on that. Number 3, the Mummy.
Worst choice ever.
I hate the Mummy so much. The most useless monster in all the monsters in the world. He's just bandages, dust wrapped up in bandages, slow, dumb, stupid, whatever.
I guess it's just scary looking.
Yes,
like it's one
maybe. So yeah, that's the Mummy, and then the last one is Swamp Man or Swamp Thing,
or Gill-man,
which in this is called the Gill-man because I don't think they have the rights.
Or the Creature, they called him at one point too.
Creature from the Black Lagoon or something. But I don't think they have the rights to use that terminology, so they had to dub him Gill-man. Yeah. So those are the monsters.
And so Dracula gets them all together to try to get this amulet. Meanwhile, the little boys, they're 12 years old, form this club. So it's Sean, his best friend.
What's his name? I forgot.
Oh my God, I don't even remember. Fat Kid is this guy named Horace, but they just call him Fat Kid. And then they recruit a junior high kid named Rudy, who, my biggest beef about this movie, Rudy is a greaser. He looks like he stepped out of
Grease.
The movie Grease. He's Danny Zuko. In 1987, he wears, like, weird little black penny loafers. His hair all slicked back. He, like, strikes a match with his shoe. Leather jacket. He still rides, like, a BMX bike, but whatever.
You forgot about Eugene.
Oh, and Eugene randomly, like, he must be 5 years old, right?
Maybe 6.
5-year-old little kid. So they have, like, kind of weird recruiting style for this. So they recruit Rudy, so he's the newest member, by doing the monster test. Andre, let's see if you can pass the monster test. Ready?
Okay.
Here are the questions.
Oh, jeez.
Andre, what are 2 ways to kill a vampire?
Wooden stake through the heart and sunlight.
Yeah. Frankenstein, was that the guy who created him or the monster?
Guy who created him.
Good. How did he kill a werewolf?
Silver bullet.
Yes. You would have been in the monster squad.
It's weird because I swear I've heard those questions before, but that's fine. I'm smart anyways.
Yeah. You would have gotten it.
Yeah, I would have won anyways. It's not a very hard test, honestly.
So, Sean's mom ends up getting him a book from a yard sale down the street. Who's the book by?
Van Helsing.
Oh my God! How did it get there?
This is a treasure. He could have sold that for like $1 million zillion because they would have been like, "Wow." Wait, was he in real life? Is he a real person?
No.
So
the whole Dracula is a complete story.
Oh, is it? I had no idea.
Based on Ivan, he was based on like some Transylvanian like dictator or something. Ivan the Terrible.
Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler. Yeah. Who's Ivan the Terrible?
A czar who is terrible.
You're right. No, that's Russia. Good one.
Nut bar. Anyways, so the monsters are running amok. Dracula is being an asshole, as per usual. He wants the amulet. He has it, actually, because it's in the house that he chooses to live in. I don't know how he knew that the amulet was in that weird, crappy mansion.
Yeah. But he knows Sean has this diary, and he needs the diary to, like, know the secrets of this,
I don't think he does.
So he, like, tracks Sean down.
Another plot hole.
Yep. Tracks Sean down, Meanwhile, all this, like, weird stuff is happening throughout the town. Sean's dad is a police officer. So all this, like, weird shit is happening. So this guy comes into the police station. He's like, lock me up. I'm a werewolf. It's going to be a full moon. Like, starts freaking out. Like, grabs somebody's gun, shoots the police station up, and then so somebody shoots him. But because he's a werewolf, it's not a silver bullet, so he doesn't die. So he's being taken away in the ambulance, turns into a werewolf again, kills the ambulance driver. Dracula comes and picks him up.
Good scene. Good scene.
A
mummy, a 2,000-year-old mummy, just gets up and walks away at this old museum. Weird. I can't think of anything else.
No.
The Gill-man comes out.
Is just, like, in the pond randomly in front of the house.
Frankenstein gets airdropped from the bomber.
Yeah.
There's weird. There's
like,
a lot of plot holes. We have several questions, which we'll get to. Anyways, still on the plot here.
This is like the craziest plot to describe. Okay, so they take the journal to this scary German guy's house. Scary German guy translates for him, tells him all the deal about, like, what to do with the amulet. A virgin has to read this German stuff at midnight on, like, in the next day, whatever, to open this limbo hole, and all the monsters will get sucked in. Okay, so, like, that's their whole plan.
So that's their plan. So they go to the scary house. They steal the amulet. They got the amulet. They're like, all right, we got a virgin. They get the kid's, his friend's sister, who they think she said she's a virgin. So they take her. They go to the town square. They read the thing. Nothing happens. She's not a virgin.
Bad news.
Meanwhile, monsters have descended on the town square and are coming for them in all different directions. Finally, they figured out, this Phoebe, Sean's little sister, who's 5 years old, is a virgin, thank God. And she can, if she wasn't, I'd be like, oh, God. She can read the German thing, so she opens the portal. Monster gets sucked in. Dracula tries to kill Sean like 5 times. Finally, they get him in the end. He gets sucked through.
Van Helsing appears.
Oh, yeah. Gives him a thumbs up.
Yep. Meets his hero. Monsters are gone. Monster Squad wins the day.
So is that forever? Or in 100 years they have to do this again?
100 years, it's going to come back.
I feel like it's unfair. I feel like once you open up the portal and, like, suck them all in, they should stay in there.
But that's what... Oh, but that didn't what happened the first time.
I thought it was, because they all got sucked up and it opened. Yeah. So, like, why did they
That's what was weird about, like, the scene in the beginning, because they don't show, like, Dracula... They don't show Dracula in that scene. It's just, like, his little...
Because he didn't get sucked up. Maybe that was why they messed up? I don't know.
But then was he just, like, haunting the world?
Yeah, was he just hanging out for all that time, waiting for 100 years? We're not sure.
Yeah. This movie is awesome. It is funny. The monsters are scary. But the plot is... okay. I know you have to suspend belief when you're talking about monsters and whatever like that. But it's just a lot of stuff that just does not make sense. And trying to describe the plot, I think that makes it even more apparent. Like, okay, this is, like, impossible to describe. Let's just, like, give up now. And let's just talk about, like, all the fun things in this movie. Because there are a lot of fun things.
Like what?
Well, immediately, I drew, like, a lot of parallels to the Goonies, like I said before. So it's, like, 2 squads of kids, or both the Goonies and this one. The mom in the Goonies is also the mom in this. Weird.
Crazy.
There's no, like, older brother in this one. There is a hot girl that people love.
I think Rudy stands in as the older brother.
There's a Chunk is the fat kid, so, like, gets being made fun of for his weight, but he ends up, like, saving the day, right? Sure. Frankenstein and Sloth are basically, like, the same thing. They both, like, well, I guess they are friends with Sloth at the end. He doesn't die or anything, but...
Dracula is Mama Fratelli.
Dracula's Mama Fratelli. I mean, they definitely rode on the back of the popularity of the Goonies with this one. I think they were like, oh my God, let's make another, like...
This came out a year after the Goonies?
Yeah.
But they could have been in the, like, making this when... and it's like that happens a lot.
Definitely, but I think, like, that was such, like, a great theme of movies, and we're going to cover a lot of them. Mm-hmm. These sort of, like, buddy... Like, group movies. Gang movies. We're going to do West Side Story?
Yeah. I can't wait.
We're going to do Gangs in New York? Oh.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah,
So that's immediately what I thought of, and why I think I like it a lot, because I do like those movies a lot.
I like that there's a lot of funny lines, a lot of laugh out loud things that happen. There's a great montage, which I love, which I like to refer to as the getting stuff done montage.
I think it's one of the best ones
Probably
in any 80s movie.
Great song. We sang it in the beginning, but I love when Rudy makes the silver bullets in chemistry class. What class is that?
Okay, so Rudy's in junior high, which can mean a lot of different things because junior high is like starts different in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
In our school, junior high was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So maybe Rudy's an 8th grader.
Could be 9.
And they're 12, so they're like 6th grade, and I bet they were still in the elementary school, maybe. Anyway, so he takes like a lot of shop classes, so that's where he makes this wooden stakes. Mm-hmm. And also, he is able to be in some class where you melt down metal and pour them into bullet molds to make silver bullets.
Metalworking?
I don't know. Welding class?
Welding class. We're not sure.
Advanced high school.
Another question.
But yeah, that's a really cool montage, and I looked it up, and the singer is Michael Sembello, who, if anyone's familiar with the movie Flashdance, does that song, "She's a maniac, maniac on the floor."
Oh, did you look it up like last week?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute. I'm having a memory
like
of this.
She's never danced
it's a good song.
So this one is like, and that singer does this like crazy, like, he's like, ah. I can't do it.
What? Like a gravelly?
Yeah, he does like, he's like, da 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 da.
Oh, yeah.
We'll play it. Maybe we can use a clip of it in this later.
Maybe. We'll have to pay for it, probably.
He's real gravelly. But yeah, awesome montage. Some of my favorites.
My favorite part always was the vampire babes part, which I was obsessed with vampire babes, like, after this movie.
Were you a vampire babe for Halloween one time?
Yes. Wait, was I?
You should be.
I think I was, because I had, like, didn't I have, like, a white... I'm having a vague memory of that.
That's a good costume, too.
I think I was. Yeah. But, yeah, I was obsessed, and I would just walk around my house like them, like, possessed, like I was obsessed with that. Just, like, walking with my arms out, like, trying to get people.
Yeah.
And, like, looking hot.
Part really stuck with me in this one, too.
It's scary. It's a scary part. When all the monsters are in the house, like, getting on
So you think he bites them and then, like, gives them these white dresses?
That's another question I have. Like,
because those are dresses that they had
I know. They were wearing weird, like, school uniforms.
Yes. And, like, bows in their hair.
I know. Who are they? I don't know.
My theory was that they are, like, from some private school that he, like, I don't know how he got him into his vampire...
They're, like, 25 years old.
Black car.
So probably a good time to start with some questions. I'll start. Did Dracula lease the plane at the beginning that took the Frankenstein's monster to the place? Like,
where was the Frankenstein monster? Where was he coming
from? In Bavaria.
Oh.
Which isn't a real place. But,
no, it is. It's in Germany.
Yeah, but it's not. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
It's not like, call it something else now?
No, it's like an area.
Like Holland. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's where he was. I don't know where he was hanging out in that time. And he was just in the crate for like all those years.
In a museum.
I don't know. But apparently Dracula can like lease airplanes to fly these Frankenstein monsters over. Also, why does Dracula just punch people? I think he has other things at his disposal to use because he's Dracula.
But maybe he doesn't want to, like, because if he bites them, then they turn to a vampire too.
Why do you have to justify everything?
I'm on his side.
Weird thing. No, it's just weird. It's just a weird thing that he can just punch people. And then, okay, this is my biggest question has always been, where does he get this crazy black hearse with this crazy skull ornament on it? Conjured it up, I guess.
He can do anything.
I like to think that he just goes to like the used hearse lot and is like, yeah, that one looks good. I'll take that one.
Why not?
And he's like, gets the hood on ornament and screws it on.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite part, other favorite part is when Sean gets home from school and there's a message on like the phone. You know, back in the day, you had like the message board, the whiteboard to write the phone messages on. And there's a message that says, Sean, Mr. Alucard, school? ? Calling about interested in Van Helsing diary, possible money. And then Sean like looks at the name. He's like, Alucard. And then he figures it out that it's actually Dracula mixed up, the letters mixed up to spell, and they actually spell Dracula. So why is that Dracula's go-to move is to be like, I need this diary. I know, I'll give him a call. And you're like, beep boop bop, beep boop boop bop. You ring, 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 ring. You be the mom.
Hello.
hello, is Sean there, please?
Oh, he's not here right now. Can I take a message?
Sure. This is Mr. Alucard. I think he has a diary I'm interested in. Can you please tell him to call me back? I'll give him money. Okay, thanks, bye.
The mom should have been suspect. I mean, that's like fucking weird. What like adults are calling.
Why
kids
did he know his
shit.
phone number? Why does he know everything? Last time I checked, Dracula was not a magician. I'm just saying.
Okay, my main question is why? How did Wolfman become Wolfman?
Right.
Is he just Wolfman? Is it like
No.
Teen Wolf, where you're just born as a wolf, or does somebody have to bite you?
Pretty sure someone has to bite you.
Oh,
Which begs the question: who bit Uncle Rico?
right.
Who the actor was in Napoleon Dynamite as Uncle Rico. In case you didn't know, fun fact.
And is that why Dracula? Well, I mean, how crazy is that? Not only was Van Helsing's disciples put the amulet in that house on 666 Shadowbrook Lane.
Perfect.
But also there happens to be a mummy there and a werewolf.
And Gill-man is just in the swamp.
is just in the swamp. I don't know. That's like maybe it's just like a hotbed of evil or something in that town. I mean, you don't even know what it is.
That's unfortunate.
Why does Dracula keep calling Frankenstein his old friend?
I know. They're not friends.
They aren't friends.
They're not friends at
It was
all.
not like a totally different story. I think that's dumb.
No, they were in a movie together, I think. In one of the Universal movies, but I don't think they're friends. Once again, Frankenstein's monster is secretly nice. So
Right.
it's a terrible idea. Terrible choice of people to help you catch people. The mummy is he's the worst. I'm still stuck on that. I'm still stuck on why we chose the mummy.
Why did they make it like a mummy that could move? Like, why do they have to make it such an arthritic mummy? I mean, no, it's 2,000 years old.
Because it came from the museum, and that's the mummy. I don't know.
But if it's like alive and evils possess him, you think he would have like a little bit more mobility.
You would think, but he doesn't. He's very slow, and they kill him by simply unraveling him, and he turns into dust.
So that is an awesome scene when he's in the little kid's closet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only reason why he's in this movie, because of that scene. Oh, also a weird thing about the mummy is I guess in his off time, he just hangs out in kids' closets. Like in the beginning, he's in Eugene's. So Eugene, the little 6-year-old child, goes to his parents' room and he's like, "Mom, monsters are in my room." And then the dad's like, "Okay, I'll get the monsters out." Like, doesn't believe him at all. So he opens the closet door. Doesn't look in the closet, which is like a shit move for a parent. Yeah. Like, you need to.
Oh, because he didn't believe it.
I know, but you have to pretend like you do, so the child,
a pretty good job.
So the child is put at ease. So he opens the door. The mummy's in there, just like hanging out, like the mummy. And Eugene's like shitting his pants. Like, there is a mummy in that closet. The dad doesn't see it. And he's like, "Okay, son, see, monsters are gone." And then you see a trail of a bandage like going out the window. But like, for real, it's like, what was he doing in that closet?
Maybe Dracula told him, like, go scare the kids or something. I don't know. I have a lot of answers for you. I have too many answers for you.
I don't know why you're trying to justify. This is just so strange to me.
I'm trying to suspend
reality
a little bit.
What are you getting done in that closet? There are other things you could probably be doing, like trying to find the amulet. Eugene doesn't have it.
He's a useless monster anyway, so Dracula was probably like, go do something. You don't do anything.
Yes, sit in this closet.
That's all he knows how to do.
Oh my god, he's the worst.
I really love Scary German Guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's so sweet, and I just love they do this great parallel between like he knows a lot about monsters, and the kids are so scared of him, but then he's the one who like tells them all about Van Helsing and like the thing about how they thought he was maybe a vampire, and he's like, if I was a vampire, I wouldn't have a reflection. And then so the kids are like, "Wow, man, wow, Scary German Guy, you really know a lot about monsters." And he's like, says something like, "Yeah, I knew, I've known a lot of monsters."
Now that you mention it,
yeah, I've known a lot of monsters or something. And he like closes the door, and you see his tattoo from the Holocaust. So like the concentration camp victims had, they tattooed them with all these numbers and stuff. And it's just like, whoa, like even though this is about fake monsters, there are real monsters in this world.
You saying that Dracula is a Nazi?
No, I'm not. But it just gave me shivers. I thought that was like a...
Yeah, it was quite moving. But yeah, it's a classic case of the this is a classic movie trope, I guess, where they're afraid of something, but then you get to know them, they're not so scary. Yeah. Sloth is kind of like that, too. Yeah. Even Frankenstein's monster, same thing. But yeah, that is a good scene. He's a great character.
Yeah.
At the end,
and he helps them out.
Yeah, he helps them out. He believes them also,
Yes,
like
another,
right away.
Just like the
Cool
grandma
old
and
person.
witches.
Yeah, great stuff.
And so a lot of the funny things about this movie are, I think, for us now, are the dated terms, I would say. So we were cracking up at some of the terms that the kids use, like weird swear words they use, like what is it, like butt munch, but they use like a lot of butt things. But my favorite one was dork is used interchangeably in this. Well, I guess it's kind of the same thing. So they use it for the word for penis, like. So what you've seen is Wolfman's dork.
Yeah.
They're obsessed with, so there's this whole discussion in the beginning, and this segues into like what the most famous line is for this movie. Is Wolfman a man, then does he have a penis and balls, I guess? So
of course he does.
Discussing it, and one kid doesn't believe him, like, why wasn't he wearing pants? And the kid's like, well, it was the 40s, like, he had to wear pants, like, blah, blah, blah. So that's like this one kid's rationality.
But, all right, just,
go.
Well, I just want to say that, of course, okay, first of all, any living creature, mammal, has a penis and balls if you're male.
Yeah.
So even if it was just a wolf, the wolf would have nards.
Right.
The wolf man obviously has nards.
Clearly they're not paying enough attention to biology.
Yeah, exactly.
So then the big scene, when Wolfman, they finally meet him, and they're in, like, the scary, like, Dracula's house, and Eugene, he, like, comes in between Eugene and, not Eugene, Fat Man. Fat Man. Fat.
What?
What is
Fat
it?
kid.
Fat kid and Sean. And Sean's like, kick him in the nards! And, like, they're still having this discussion, but he doesn't have nards! And then he does it. And he does this big kick in the nards.
It's a great kick.
Crumbles. And Eugene goes, I just kicked... Or not Eugene.
Wolfman does have nards.
Wolfman does have nards. Nards, a word no longer used, really, I feel like, for balls anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the word dork, as I was saying before, which is also used to say, like, having sex with someone. You've been dorked. Let's bring that one back.
Yeah.
How many people have you dorked, Andre?
Ew. Inappropriate question.
Sex talk. Also, I was saddened to see here that they use homos as a slur.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing with 80s movies. And even early 90s ones. I'm so glad that's pretty much out now of the lexicon. Like, ugh. That was
Yes, it was. It was uncomfortable, for sure.
Yeah. You just cringe at that stuff now. You're like, it's not
Still, yeah. Super homophobic, super sexist, probably. Yep. Poor Phoebe, they don't let her in the club because she's a girl, even though they let fucking Eugene in the club, and he's like 1 year younger than she is. Yeah. I mean, older.
But she's only
and
5.
Useless.
Imagine hanging out with you're 12 and you're hanging out with your 5-year-old sister.
She's awesome. She swears. She can hang out with Frankenstein's monster and not be scared. They were all scared, remember, when they first saw him. She was not scared at all.
Yeah.
Phoebe's the greatest. I love her. She's my favorite character by far.
She's so cute.
Far.
She really saves the day.
Yeah, let's talk about the end. It's a little sad. So, Limbo opens up, and all the monsters get sucked in, which, you guys, includes Frank.
Yeah, he's got to go.
He
doesn't belong in that world.
He's getting sucked in, and she's like, don't go. And he's like, bye, Phoebe. He sounds like Mr. Narwhal from The Elf. Like, bye, Phoebe. Hope you find your dad. Bye, Phoebe. And then he goes away, and she throws in her little stuffed animal dog, Scraps. And then, oh, God, I'm getting teary just thinking about it. It's real sad.
But he had to go, and I'm sad, but maybe he did okay in Limbo.
But he's not a monster.
I know, but like I said, he doesn't belong in that world. He never would have survived. So
yeah, because he just needed new shoes.
Who's the actor who plays Frank again?
Tom Noonan. He is in a lot of horror movies. Yeah. He was in Manhunter. Man,
get it right or pay the price.
That we saw the prequel to it's like Red Dragon.
Yeah.
He's like the scary guy with the stocking on his head. Yep. Yeah, he's in a lot of horror movies.
Did you do any of the ones where he like dresses up and is in a mask or something?
Probably, but I forget. But he was in House of the Devil, which is a new horror movie, which I just watched on Friday, actually. Again, it's one of my favorites. But yeah, he's in that. No, he's not dead. He's great. He's a great guy. I love him. But yeah, he's Frankenstein's monster. Those shoes, though.
Yeah, weird wooden
impractical.
Shoes. Yeah.
Super impractical. Probably some, like, German thing. Like, I'm going to wear uncomfortable shoes because I'm
weird.
German.
Not even wooden clogs. They're like, I don't even know what those are.
Yeah, we're not sure.
I'd like to give a shout out to Fat Kid, who's no longer with us. Upon reading the IMDb trivia, died in 1997 from pneumonia.
What? Why? Did he have a compromised immune system?
Fat Kid. I don't know.
Can I get pneumonia and die?
Oh. We have to we'll look into that one more. But poor Fat Kid. Because he was awesome in this. Horace. Horrible name. Who else is in this?
The kid in Pee-wee's Big Adventure and The Wonder Years.
And The Wonder Years is also a jerk. He always plays a jerk, that kid. He's like a jerky face.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
The guy from Vice Versa, which we just covered a couple episodes ago.
Who is that guy?
Yeah.
And then we figured it out.
Love the connections with the 80s movies. Who else? She's a mom from the Goonies. I don't know who the dad is from. He looks so familiar, but yeah.
He looks like the guy in Jaws, but it's not.
Yeah,
him. It's not him.
Roy Schneider.
Yeah, it's not.
Poor man's Roy Schneider.
Yeah.
I love the dad though.
Totes.
Kind of have a crush on the dad.
What? Oh yeah, you were like obsessed with him.
I'm like he's like I kept being like he's a good dad. Like they have a good relationship.
Oh, him and Sean.
Yeah.
Not such a great relationship with his wife.
No, like subplot bad marriage.
But just because he's of his
this
job.
brings them together. I know. I thought
it's not like he's going out to like have an affair. Like he's legitimately going to see about this mummy that escaped from a museum. Like this is serious stuff.
Like I said, you marry a cop, you got to know what you're getting into. Yeah. Emily. Her name is Emily. Weird. True. And the main actor in this, his real name is Andre. What?
Whoa. Yeah.
Meant to be.
My namesake. Amazing. But yeah, that's the flick. Anything else we missed? I'm sure we missed something.
Oh, I'll do my one, what I think is the good IMDb.
Okay,
trivia. Okay. There wasn't that many. Just kind of like obvious ones. Last scene, Phoebe is holding the amulet and is reading the German to open up the limbo hole. Dracula comes and picks her up by the chin. And Dracula wore these like red contacts and would not wear them in front of her because it really scared her to death. So he only wore them for that one scene. And so he like picks her up by the chin, but really she's on this like platform. And she kept being like, asking the director like, when do I scream? When do I scream? Because she lets out this like big scream when he calls her a bitch, which is like kind of a crazy part of the movie. And he's like, what is he like? Give me the amulet, you bitch. Yeah. So he like opens his eyes and they're like these bright red contacts, and she'd never seen him before like that, and they only had to do that take once. She let out this like ear piercing scream because she was terrified. She was like a little 5-year-old. Poor Phoebes.
Poor Phoebes.
Yeah.
That part was scary. Yeah, it's a good tidbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, why does he call her a bitch? Like, slow your roll.
That was super weird.
She's 5, you
it's
asshole.
But I mean, I think it shows like how evil Dracula is. Like you can like call a 5-year-old a bitch. Like, whoa, dude.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he was good. He was good in this. I really enjoyed that guy's interpretation of
his
Dracula.
Performance as Dracula.
His performance.
Prince of Darkness.
Yeah. He's like my favorite.
Wait, is Dracula Prince of Darkness? Also, that's also what you can call the devil, I think.
Oh.
I don't know. There's several names. But, yeah.
But I think this one, like, I've been surprised that I was telling people we were going to do this one, and everyone's like, oh, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen this.
Losers.
How have you not seen the Monster Squad, guys?
Like, get with it.
Please, like, leave us some feedback on the Facebook page if you like this movie as much as we do, because we watched it like 1,000 times when we were little. And one of those movies, I thought everyone had seen it, and I was so shocked when I was talking to people my own age and a lot of guys, and they hadn't seen it. I'm like, dude, this movie is made for you when you were, well, in 87, I guess we would not have been this old as these kids, but yeah, it only would have been.
Well, we rented it from the movie store after the fact, but yeah, good flick.
But it's so good. You know, if you like monsters, if you like funny 80s dialogue, you like adventures with 12-year-old boys,
boob jokes,
penis jokes, butt munch jokes. I'm going to bring back butt munch.
Good. Someone needs to.
Someone needs to.
Yeah.
There's a a vast hole needs to be filled with, like, dumb swear words.
He was going to make a dirty joke, but it didn't work out. I was like, this is gross.
You should do it.
Yeah, it was gross. I couldn't think of anything, so I gave up.
Anyway, so as we march along on this month of Halloween-esque movies, what's going to be our next one, sweet sweetie?
The Worst Witch?
Ooh, back to the witches. We got a lot of witch selections.
Has anyone seen my tambourine?
I feel like that one might be a fringe one on this.
No, it's such a cult classic.
Know.
It's a cult classic. So for that song alone, and Tim Curry, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So catch us next time on Large Marge Sent Us. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.